guys, welcome to Married with Media. We are sitting on the couch. We've got Apple TV up, and we're getting ready to start the morning show, season 2.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am. Yep, I'm excited. I forget when we finished.
We started watching the show on New Year's Eve of 2020, I remember.
Oh, wow.
So we probably finished it a couple, maybe a week or so into January.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were late to the party on it because the first season came out in 2019. So I'm excited to see what happens to the characters. We kind of left it in a place that I felt was pretty final.
Right.
But I'm excited to see where they take it. I really enjoyed the first season a lot.
Yeah. It's definitely a good show. It's not like one of those like amazing like.
Yeah, I'd say as far as Apple TV Plus, it's up there. It's
right.
On
yeah.
top.
I mean, the cast alone is
Yeah,
pretty awesome,
great cast. So I'm excited to see what Steve Carell does in this season and just everybody. So yeah, we're gonna watch the show, then we're gonna go to the table and give you all our thoughts on it, just our instant reaction. So stay tuned. All right, let's do this.
All right. Well, we just finished the first episode of the morning show.
The morning show, you got it.
The morning show.
Yeah, and no Steve Carell.
Yeah, we didn't get any Steve Carell.
And then you brought up, is he even going to be in this season? And I feel like, I didn't watch a trailer or nothing, but I feel like he'll be in it at some point.
I mean, I honestly don't feel like there's a need for him to be in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like they'll probably find some way to incorporate him.
Well, and then that kind of goes into another point, and that is there's no need for Steve Carell. And did this episode make you feel like there was any need for a season 2 of the show?
Yeah.
'Cause that's kind of what I felt watching it.
Yeah, so this episode was pretty boring.
Yeah.
I know that they're trying to just kind of set everything up. But I was mostly bored through it.
Yeah, bored through it.
Except for probably the last like 5 or so minutes. Because they kind of did this whole, pretty much giving a, what do you call it? Like a nod or a...
It's like the precursor to the COVID era.
To COVID, yeah.
Because it takes place... Well, what it does is you have the recap of the whole first season, but then it takes you like sweeping shots through New York City.
Just
streets are empty,
yeah.
and then you see the billboard with COVID-19.
Right.
And you're like, oh, is this going to be like the first show to like tackle
to
play-by-play
of
COVID?
Yeah. But then
there's other ones that have probably subtly acknowledged it, but I think that this one's going to go like full on into it.
Right. Yeah, because how can you have a like morning show and not talk about something like COVID that has been all over the news all the time? But yeah, so it shows that, but then it flashes back 3 months earlier. So like the end of 2019, basically.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, this episode was pretty boring except for like the last 5 minutes for me because what is his name? The like guy who's what is
Billy
it?
Crudup.
Okay.
That's his real life name. I am blanking on the name of the
I
show.
know, me too. Gosh. Okay. Well, he's like super excited because I don't know if you want to say spoiler alert. He's going to get Alex to come back.
Yeah, in which they could have done without that whole angle because I mean I thought at the end of the first season she was working for them, but I guess she quit after that.
Right, we kind of didn't get any of that information.
And then she kind of goes off and writes a book and kind of is trying to find herself beyond the morning show, and then he gets her to come back at the end of this episode. So.
Right, so long story short, he's super excited because he's going to get Alex to come back because, the ratings have been down and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then... He's
Reese
like,
Witherspoon's
it's
not doing it for him. And her name's Bradley, so I know.
Yeah, she was in this episode. It was like heavily focused on her, so yeah, it's easy. It was easy. It's easy to remember their names. But anyway, I was gonna say, I liked how he was super excited, as we all are, on New Year's Eve. Like it's gonna be a great year, and so they definitely
really
100% played it up on purpose. Yeah. Obviously talking about COVID and how 2020 did not end up being a good year and it was a shit show. And so there was
you went upstairs, but they actually talked about that in like an after episode thing where they were talking about the making of the episode. And they talked about, the person sneezing, but
Yeah,
also
somebody-
like the guy that licked the other dude's face.
Oh, yeah.
That was another thing.
Yeah, there were definitely some things that they did that was talking about how COVID was about to happen and nobody knew it yet,
Yeah.
The shit show that was to come of 2020. So anyway, I actually dug that because I was afraid they were going to try to skip all of the COVID stuff. But I think it might be a little bit interesting to see them talk about that.
Do you feel like we're at the point now where we can be entertained by COVID-based content? I mean, we're still kind of in it right now.
Yes and no. Things are...
Is it too soon?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like now we're kind of in a different part of COVID.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I don't mind them spending some time on it because obviously it's a part. And they did that in the first season. They did the LA shooting or Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
Where they went out there. So they tie in real life events into the show. I mean, they're known for doing that. So it would make sense. But I don't want this whole season to just be like about COVID and everybody wearing masks. And like that would be a bummer for me.
Yeah.
So hopefully they have something else to
I don't think that they'll do that. But like I said, it definitely makes sense for them to, they have to at least acknowledge it because it is a big time morning show. And
I agree.
COVID was everywhere and is everywhere. So anyway, that pretty much sums it up. Not a great opening episode. I still have hope though that it'll turn out to be good.
Yeah, we'll give it. I mean, based on the goodwill from the first season, I'm still optimistic it can take off. But usually you want to come out of the gate swinging. And for me, just them getting Jennifer Aniston back on the show wasn't enough.
Right.
It was a big moment for me because she felt like she was just there.
Yeah. So. And it was also just a little corny. Like, they were showing, her writing her book, and they had this, like, really kind of corny music playing, and, like, I don't know. It just, something was missing for me. But.
Yeah, and then, that her and Bradley, they already had this, they were at odds with each other in the first season. Are they just going to be at odds with each other again? And it's like, are they just going to keep playing that up? Like, what's the hook for this season? What are they going to get into with those two characters as far as like advancing them as characters?
Yeah, and then we also got hit with the girl who ended up killing herself last season, Hannah.
Yeah,
up on the billboard, like breaking news. Apparently, her family is going to be suing the network for wrongful death. So that's going to probably turn into
Billy Crudup's like, everybody's like, this is going to be our year, and then he sees that up there, and he's already in charge of a shit show now. And I guess the guy that was in charge of last season, he got fired, I guess we find out, and then Reese Witherspoon somehow got him his job back because they were going to fire him too.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, that was another issue.
Which we don't know how she did that.
Right.
Yet.
That was another issue with this episode for me. It was like, I don't feel like I'm a total idiot or anything, but I felt like it was kind of hard to follow because they like went to like I feel like the timeline that they did was kind of confusing. So.
Yeah. But and the other character, I'm blanking on his name too. Mark Duplass, his character, who
the one who got fired.
He got fired. Now he's at another station.
Right.
He's engaged now.
We got just little bits and pieces of him just living his life. So
yeah,
really hoping that they somehow get him back into the show because I really liked his character too. But
yeah, I mean they did. Pretty much everybody's back except for Steve Carell. We saw pieces of everybody.
Yeah. Minus the one guy's girlfriend because they ended up breaking up.
Yeah, the girl from King of Staten Island. I know her from.
Yeah, I think she like left to go to school or something.
Yeah, and he's all sad and mopey and.
So who knows if she'll be back
Yakko,
or not?
I think is his name. Isn't it like Yakko or something?
I can't remember.
Yakko, and it reminds me of like the Animaniacs.
But yeah, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to say. Hopefully,
it was an okay start. Let's hope they ramp it up in the next couple episodes. But we'll try to do a recap every week. Keep y'all up to date. But yeah, that does it for our review recap of The Morning Show, episode 1 of season 2 on Apple TV Plus. So if you have Apple TV, it is on right now. You can check it out. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you like TV reviews, movie reviews, all that stuff, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Also, comment down below if you watched the first episode. What were your thoughts on it? And like this video, guys. And turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. And we'll see you later.
Bye.